Although it may not always be clear whether a lady is interested in you, there are several signs that these 10 first of these indicators are all subtle clues that a lady is secretly attracted to you. Sneak peeks at you are one of the most obvious yet subtle indicators that a woman is interested in you. Secretly attracted to you and often steals glances at you. This behavior is motivated by a mixture of admiration and interest in watching you without expressing her emotions, and looking into the causes of this as well as the times when. When a woman is drawn to you, her natural curiosity is aroused and she desires to learn more about your social contacts and movements, and she can even be satisfied. Curiosity by sneaking peeks at your and other people's facial emotions without. It's clear that she might give you the looks out of affection for you when she looks at you or shows you her attention directly. She believes you're not listening if you don't show her secret admiration, which carries the risk of discovering the true reason why Sly looks at a lady who is interested in you, would probably discover that she enjoys your behavior, appearance, and even the way you dress in these days. Modest staircases give women a chance to value you based on your appearance. She gives in to her curiosity with fleeting looks in a secure, genuine, and inconspicuous manner. One of the reasons the woman can switch is because she fears rejection without endangering herself. From looking you in the eyes to giving you sly looks, don't be scared to share her feelings with you, but you keep staring at him for a long time since it would seem that you're ashamed or afraid of rejection. Her emotions, but these quick glances, let her determine how you're responding and would like to know if you change without bringing attention to oneself. You're focused to give her more specific information about your own degree of interest in women who are shy and insecure. If she expresses her sentiments in a guarded manner without confidence, it could be difficult for you to keep eye contact in these situations that call for swift peeks is a straightforward method for dealing with shyness that can make you seem more approachable to her without making you feel compelled to interact in person, but she struggles to communicate. Her attraction is the reason these quick looks become a low-risk way to make eye contact. If you see that she is staring at you, she may swiftly turn away. She needs to connect even though you don't think she's flirting, and she might be trying to disguise her sentiments with you and is always looking for the most effective nonverbal cues. I communicate using a variety of connection techniques, and she's trying to build a delicate relationship with you by looking at you. Behavior of observing you without having to take the chance of striking up a discussion or acting decisively even forgives her a feeling of intimacy and familiarity for a short period of time. Sometimes a woman who is, when she sees you, someone who is secretly drawn to you, will steal glances to see if you recognize her. She might give you a little reassurance that you are aware of her and may even be interested if you look back at her. To determine whether two individuals can resolve the matter without having to face it, directly discover that they are drawn to one another, which makes number two even more. A lady with worried energy may show signs of increased worry if she is covertly attracted to you by the thrill of creating a favorable impression. The main reasons for the following are some common indicators of her attraction to someone nearby. Anxiety-related nervous energy that is readily apparent. Restlessness and fidgeting are indicators of this growing worry that restless woman would touch her face, change her clothes, or mess with her hair. Suddenly, she is with you frequently, and their inadvertent attempts at self-calming are taking her attention away from the depth of her emotions, such as by tying a lock of hair around her finger or employing this method to managing circumstances, despite the fact that her clothing doesn't need to be altered. Soothe them with a heartfelt message because a woman's uneasiness in your presence is making her stop clumsily or become humbled by comments that make her uneasy due to her desire may struggle to articulate herself. And she may begin a comment, but then because she overanalyzes, she pauses too much or trips too easily. Remarks, her answers, and her efforts to appear wise or perceptive, but her anger causes her to hesitate when speaking, since she feels as though her tongue is stuck because her mind was scrambling to come up with the ideal way to describe her infatuation, demonstrated by her excessive blushing and avoidance of eye contact, which can cause her to blush even though she makes an effort not to, allowing her body to reveal that she is more likely to betray you when you're around. Especially, she can have trouble keeping your attention if you catch her off guard. over a long period of time, yet the intensity of the moment can cause her to suddenly turn away, seeming ashamed. Exhibit tight laughter based on the quantity of details she gives you while keeping quiet. Another sign of uneasiness related to attraction that you can find amusing in situations that make sense, or she may even laugh when acting inappropriately, yet her laughter typically serves as a genuine outlet for the anxious energy she tries to control because of the intensity of the feelings she's going through. She is. You can also notice changes when she acts differently around you, such as talking more loudly or more slowly than normal. Throughout your time together, her energy levels fluctuate. She can seem at ease 1 minute, then nervous, or after an OV excitement. These changes in behavior typically mirror the psychological battle she faces in an attempt to manage her feelings. For example, she may initially speak to you informally, but as she might experience an abrupt rise in anxiety as the discourse becomes more serious, which would change her conduct, she is clearly conscious of how her body language and voice tone convey to you due to her anxious, energetic language. The feelings that accompany her underlying attraction and her entire pattern of behavior is rooted in a combination of fear, and number three behaves differently in your presence, and enthusiasm shifts, making it one of the most obvious indicators that a woman is secretly drawn to you is the way she acts. Although she behaves a little differently around you than she does with other people, there is a noticeable shift in her behavior that is visible if you pay close attention in these particular ways that this variant more subtly expressed in behavior, such as a woman could talk to you more softly or sympathetically if they were attracted to you. Intonation. This shift could be seen as a subconscious indication that she wants a closer, more personal relationship with you. In private chats, she may even be a little less. Her voice softens as you approach, indicating that she is feeling especially, telling her that you're the only one with her more intimately politeness and care. You might observe that she gives you greater thought, or she can go above and beyond to show that she is more courteous than she is with others. Consideration by inquiring about your day, showing concern for your well-being, or showing extraordinary kindness to others have seen a rise in her civility, which not only shows that she is nice but also symbolizes her attempt to ensure that you are pleased with her offer to assist you with minor jobs. However, keep the information you've shared confidential, and don't forget to follow up with more questions about anything you've discussed. In earlier discussions, to demonstrate her concern for giving a woman who is even in social situations, a woman who secretly harbors feelings for you would frequently give you her. You'll notice that she may be giving you her full attention when they interact. She may lean slightly in as she pays closer attention to you, interacts with everyone and finds your jokes funny while you're speaking, or she might position herself in a way that allows her to pay more attention to what you say and keeps her eyes on you. This degree of focus implies that she exhibits subtle body language shifts that demonstrate her real concern about you and values your viewpoints. She can be different in her speech, or sit or stand up somewhat more poised when you're present, and she also straightens her clothes. She may change her stance or style her hair to make it seem as though she may lean her body or unintentionally try to look her best for you. You may also notice her movements, approaching you or come closer than usual, that she tried to subtly communicate her interest by changing her attitude or behavior, being more apprehensive and wary, or even more assured, when, for instance, a woman who is often outgoing may suddenly become more reserved. Being taciturn in your presence out of respect for her usual gregarious manner can make her. When a shy lady is nearby, she can make attraction more apparent than usual. An attempt to have more conversations, and intriguingly, she's looking for the intriguing point to notice, is the ideal balance between being genuine and upholding higher eye contact with you, which explains why, even if she is looking directly into your eyes, occasionally may maintain a shift in the accepted indication of interest from a woman who is oppressively attracted to you. You appear more discreet and longer than she does around other individuals. But if she does, she might quickly turn away and act as if nothing had happened. But she feels as if someone has been watching her intently.
To you, because to her propensity to look you in the eye rather than avoid it, or act shy when others laugh at your jokes more readily without attempting to be overt, talking to others about it could, even if your jokes aren't particularly humorous, make them laugh a little more often and honestly, is her subliminal way of telling you how much she loves having you around. Laughter is a strong social glue and an indication of a healthy emotional connection when, even if she attempts to hide it, she laughs more readily when you're there. Her attraction to you and her unique behavior toward you are clear indications of this. Her actions speak louder than words could ever express, since all of these indications suggest that she is attracted to number 4, reflects your behavior in a special and distinct way. If a lady performs the likewise, this is typically a subliminal expression of attraction. Phenomena known as the fundamental psychological concept is that when we inadvertently discover that we are drawn to or sense a connection by imitating someone else's actions to demonstrate our emotional commitment, which raises awareness of what factors contribute to this behavior in terms of the subconscious synchronization between two. A phenomenon known as people occurs when a lady mimics your behavior. Synchronicity. This kind of nonverbal cue typically indicates that she feels at ease with you and wishes to understand that additional actions that repeat a relationship can be modest, such mimicking your hand motions, posture, or even the two of you. Even though it may not be obvious to you right away, synchronizing your voice speeds is a reliable sign of how people feel when they mimic one another, or develop an attraction comfortable and encourages dialogue without using words. Yet it's clear that she's mimicking your body language, and gestures aim to establish a connection with you and encourage oneness. Consequently, this intentional behavior fosters interpersonal understanding, which is important for romantic attraction. If you observe her copying your behavior, even subtle ones like, "She probably wants to rekindle that bond with you, which is why you're crossing your legs or drinking," relationship in return for consanguinity and trust, which typically mirrors and sign that she is at ease with you, since we naturally relax and become more like ourselves when we are at ease with someone. Subliminal nonverbal body language is a clue that indicates whether or not she is imitating your behavior because she obviously trusts you. You feel secure and authentic with your more intense romantic desires. Are founded on trust, which is a vital component of all relationships. Manifestation of a more profound yearning to connect that mirrors her wish to discreetly utilizing your body language to connect your mental and emotional states in order to communicate her desire to be in tune. A means of expressing understanding and a sense of solidarity. Even while imitation is frequently unintentional, it implies that she wants to talk to you about your feelings and thoughts, which leads BRS to, if a lady is attracted to you and wants to touch you frequently, this is sensation number 5. Or proximity are some of the best ways to tell if she is attracted to someone. Privately, look for methods to physically bridge the distance between you by placing yourself near you, or by making little, explains why their actions imply that touch is a potent nonverbal. One of the most personal forms of communication is one that frequently touches you and yearns for physical contact. In order to approach you for a physical meeting, a lady may use this as a means of expressing her interest. Gentle touches, such as her hand brushing against your arm or shoulder when you're having these deliberate yet subdued movements, are not random. Rather, they attempt to convey her interest in a way that seems suitable for a person's natural non-intrusiveness and degree of comfort with intimacy, physical proximity. When a woman is interested in you, she will look for reasons to approach you. They frequently try to do so by sitting close to you, for example, finding methods to be physically present in the situation, such as standing or leaning in during chats. Proximity shows that she enjoys being near you, which suggests a higher degree of emotional closeness. Her desire to get close to you implies that he is a woman who is at ease and self-assured, may also use physical contact to test boundaries with you, which are crucial preconditions for having a strong desire to push yourself beyond your comfort zone and measure your reaction with a few whimsical strokes to gauge your response and whether you return the favor by giving her a favorable reaction, which makes her feel encouraged and could make her feel more comfortable expressing her desire in this reciprocal dynamic contribution.
Proximity and links to the tension that often permits more intimate and sincere romantic relationships are more strategies to start a conversation about intimacy without requiring an AW lady to. She needs to communicate her attraction to touch in order to express how she feels. She wants to show her emotional and visceral interest in you, but she doesn't want to be. We openly acknowledge that our own time is a little first step toward living in more intimate surroundings that let her express her desires while keeping some concealment instead of relying on her touch and proximity to you as nonverbal indicators. A woman will physically approach you to express her interest in you. Being near you and comfortable in your presence, these nonverbal cues could say more than words, because it enables her to express her emotions without the need her to give you a thorough explanation if she constantly looks for ways to be close to you or develops methods for establishing physical touch, which is a telltale sign of her attention shows itself in your life as the sixth sign of attraction. When a lady who is secretly drawn to you will act in this way to show how much she wants to be with you, shows that she wants to learn more about you than just a quick hello, exploring how this shows up and why her answers to inquiries are so obviously revealing of her repressed sensations often. Because a woman who is secretly drawn to you would probe you extensively using she's curious about your passions and past interactions with you, encourages you and how you might establish a rapport with her by spending time in this manner and find areas of agreement. She can ask about your history and ideal career, or perhaps these inquiries help her to mentally reassemble your daily activities because she poses inquiries. Besides recalling details of her life and her potential place in it, additionally, she retains the specifics of your words. So if you express a favorite, she may mention your hobby or pastime later in the chat, meal, or she may disclose to you anything connected in a subtle manner, indicating to you that she is listening carefully to what you say because it is crucial to her proving show significance in her life by following up on the topics you have already discussed. If you informed her about she might inquire about a crucial work meeting or a trip you were organizing. Exhibit sincere interest in learning more about you, which demonstrates that she is concerned about a lady who isn't just being polite about your experiences, but is actually attracted to you in private. She might be inquisitive about your past and future. Both the past and the future are interested in your aids in her early years, your collaboration, and your long-term objectives, knowing how you came to be the person you are now and articulating your possible future objectives. She expressed curiosity in your work and said that she would like to participate in the next eager. She is excited to talk to you about her ideas and life experiences, she is making an attempt to build a relationship with you, and she probably expects that if you allow yourself to be, by being vulnerable with her, you'll get the same in return, starting a deeper conversation, wherein she exhibits a great deal of interest in your life, indicating that she wants to be. Her opinion is helping you feel more intimate in your unique encounters. Of you more than a passing acquaintance, and the seventh hopes to become defensive or jealous envy in an attempt to strengthen your relationship. Intense feelings known as defensiveness typically arises when a woman experiences a slight attraction toward you and someone else has strong affections for them. These, despite her greatest efforts to conceal her feelings, they may become glaringly apparent. Here's how to recognize these subtle indicators of jealousy that a woman you're interested in but hasn't said. When you interact with May, she may display modest signs of envy. They become quiet, withdrawn, maybe even a touch sarcastic around other ladies, so she might not talk to you directly about her jealousy when she sees you. Someone else, but you could see how her conduct changed when she was around other ladies. Her fear of being ignored by someone else, even if you have observed her or she hasn't expressed her feelings to you, emerge when she becomes more loving among other ladies or paying attention could be her way of suggesting that if she can subtly draw your attention to herself, you might participate more. Make them chuckle a little harder at your attempts to show interest and make her presence known without coming across as overt chatter. When she feels competition protectiveness, she may make jokes or want to be physically closer to you. Take a variety of forms, such as her becoming more advising or monitoring you in social settings when someone expresses care for your well-being. If she has anything bad to say about you, she might come to your aid right away, even if it's not true or she utilizes her excessive protectiveness as a way to accomplish her most. Just perform, demonstrating her appreciation for you and the fact that she is a lady who is privately terrified of being hurt or mistreated by. When someone believes you are in danger, they may overreact. Even she can raise major concerns about you hanging out with another woman, talking to her, or expressing your feelings if you're just friends. Worries about a female acquaintance who gets too close and seems to be overreacting demonstrates that she is still feeling protective of your sentiments even though she hasn't recognized you, such as anger, grief, or annoyance, can also result from feelings of jealousy. If you observe that she suddenly gets very passionate while talking about your relationships with other women may indicate that she is unable to express her feelings for even. They can still make an attempt even though she might not be ready to do so in public. A lady who is secretly attracted to you can find it more enticing if you respond to her inadvertent attempt to portray herself as superior to her drawing skills. When other women in your life focus on her positive qualities, it lessens the shortcomings of other women or discreetly draw attention to what she has to offer that others don't. And you can tell she's attempting to get your attention without asking directly. Protectiveness and jealousy are powerful markers of attraction because they show her that she still thinks highly of you and wants to be close to you even if you haven't shown her. These outward expressions of devotion suggest that she is afraid of losing you. Number 8 partakes in one since she is so dedicated to your alliance. Lightheartedly making fun of someone without if is one of the most popular and successful ways for them to convey their desire. If a lady makes fun of you in a lighthearted way, it can be an obvious indication that she is interested in you, but is reluctant to publicly and honestly express it, show her strength or frailty, which is why humorous banter is a reliable sign that behind closed doors, someone is gauging your interest in taunting you to observe how you respond to her by providing her with a low-risk method to gauge your reaction. Without having to worry about being completely rejected when she makes lighthearted or innocent jokes, she's attempting to establish a rapport with you in which you feel at ease by making fun of you enough to make you laugh. And if you obtain a favorable answer, it suggests that you might have the same sentiments regarding the rap makes fun of two buildings in a lighthearted way, and you like having her around, facilitates the development of a playful dynamic, and fosters a sense of unity and connection. She can have a distinct flirty style thanks to playful and humorous taunting. Conversation that can distinguish you from her prior partnerships when you play around with other people. It becomes a tactic to entice you into her world and improve. In your third relationship, you are subtly flirting with her by making fun of her without being exposed, a method that enables her to communicate her interest without also, by revealing herself, she establishes a humorous, emotional barrier that enables her to communicate with you in a manner that suggested her feelings without overtly stating them. Like in, if she made fun of anything you said, she might make fun of you for a small error. But most of the time, there is sincere love and respect for establishing a lighthearted dynamic that adds entertaining elements. A playful and carefree dynamic can be created by adding something fun to your interactions. Particularly when a woman participates, she's not merely being serious. Rather, she's attempting to establish a connection with lighthearted talk. This banter could develop into a discourse that, regular private jokes between you two that occasionally cover up 5 compliments, for instance, could be, it is okay to use teasing to conceal compliments if she ridicules your arrogance or when she consistently has the right words to say, and she regularly employs this type of teasing as a means of demonstrating her admiration for these traits in you by congratulating you in a calm manner without appearing to as being overly assertive or aggressive. Number 9, sudden awkwardness or unease. If a woman is secretly attracted to you, and she may act bashful or uneasy around you, since it indicates that she is emotionally impacted, and this change in behavior is frequently despite her greatest efforts to conceal it from you, There is a telltale indicator of attraction. That is why her sudden shyness or uneasiness often suggests that one overwhelming A series of feelings may be triggered by emotional attraction that in certain situations may arise when a woman feels that someone thinks she is excessively shy or nervous. Sufficient to send her brain into overdrive and make her acutely conscious of the potential emotions she might experience as a result. Felt anxious or uneasy about her actions as a result of this emotional overload, which caused a shift in actions that might not be consistent with her typical self-assurance because she is afraid to acknowledge her dread of her unexpected sentiments can have resulted from her early emotional disclosure. Brilliance. She may be worried that if she acts consistently or confidently around you, you'll notice that she's interested in you. Considering the potential that she isn't ready to go and would show more reserve, which would shorten the time by not expressing her feelings about the subject or maintaining eye contact from the typical 32 critical discussions to have with an attractive woman to you in private. She may overthink things or have doubts about everything she says or does. Everything, such as if she's being too direct or if she's using the correct phrase when overanalyzing a topic could result in awkward silences or challenges, recognizing the right words to use while she is really nervous to prevent a mistake that could endanger her chances of meeting you since she is so bashful that she feels uneasy with you. When a woman is attracted to you, she is more vulnerable to damage because she feels vulnerable and anxious about your opinion of her, which could cause her discomfort. Would make her act differently than she typically does in a way that could make her blush more readily and make her avoid particular subjects or backed off more in an effort to conceal her emotions from her. Typical brusque shyness, alternatively, if she acts awkwardly most of the time, it is particularly indicative of conduct that is uncharacteristically outgoing, self-assured, but bashful or uneasy. It's strongly implied that she might have an emotional reaction to you. She might shake and laugh more. As she tries to restrain her desire, six by avoiding eye contact, karma may even come across as aloof. Avoiding direct eye contact is one of the primary indicators of shyness, particularly if she is having trouble meeting your gaze, even if she may be gazing at you fast. This is probably because she is looking straight into your eyes is too intimate or personal for her to ignore without telling you, don't you think? Quickly see that she's anxious that you'll see the feelings in her eyes. This behavior frequently receives a score of 10 for kindness and truly praises you for expressing her more deeply. Feelings she's not ready to express yet, but disregard a woman's. One of the clearest indications that she is secretly attracted to you is subliminal praise. Your remarks are an expression of gratitude for her actions, and they can show how much she appreciates and recognizes certain aspects of you. But when a woman is attempting to bury her sentiments, she could provide comparable praise in a more taciturn or informal manner. Method to keep herself from drawing too much attention to herself. Consider how and why her hidden interest is revealed by her praises. And you should take note of these small subtleties in encounters are one of the main ways that women's subtle remarks highlight her wise observation that she might not be sufficiently. Though she is effusive in her compliments, she is curious and would consider things that most people would overlook, details like when she mentioned that she admired your watch. The unique way you arranged your hair, or the way you wore out these minor nuances like her perfume, demonstrate how much more conscious she is that she matters to you more than the majority of your. She appears to be paying attention to you in a way that shows interest, as casual acquaintances would notice, because people only take note of and value someone's subtleties when they genuinely care about them. Details can give the impression that she is more serious and engaged in avoiding making jokes about a lady who seems interested in you to others, but is trying to hide her feelings may allow her to express them. Express gratitude in a lighthearted and almost amusing manner by making condescending remarks to you. Comedy that shows her respect while downplaying the importance of the praises, as in when she, the lighthearted tone, hides the cause. You did a nice job. You're very excellent at this, aren't you? Her ability to compliment you in spite of her underlying interest through this lighthearted mocking, she shows you how much she values you without being overly. Whether it's delicate or serious, the comedy calms her and diverts her attention from her true emotions, letting her to ask questions without running the risk of experiencing excessive Emotional, 3 remarks aimed at praising your subtleties need vulnerability. Not always focus on your personality or abilities in terms of how you look to a woman. Who is quietly attracted to you might be more likely to compliment your special talents, personal qualities, or these kinds of compliments could indicate that she finds your sense of humor funny, are typically more important since they demonstrate your brilliance or your capacity for composure under. When a lady expresses that she finds you beautiful, it's important to consider duress, not merely. She appears because of your appearance, as well as your inner attributes, attracted to items that go beyond what is readily apparent based on your personality or abilities, showcasing your strengths and accomplishments that imply a deeper and more significant relationship connection. This kind of praise is typically more genuine and considerate since it frequently shows her greater respect for comments that pass for personal. Another subtle form of understanding is what someone might say when they commend you. Something straightforward like as, do you have a talent for making others feel comfortable and making comments that constantly appear to be pertinent even when they are offered as casual remarks that are essentially praise due to the manner in which she conveyed her admiration for you? Commendations as she avoids being very direct in her views, which enables her to control her emotions while keeping her conscious of your good qualities and why it matters. Because by concealing her appreciation for you, this she can congratulate you in a way that makes you feel less vulnerable thanks to her plan. She keeps a certain emotional distance when speaking, yet the truth, her expression of these thoughts demonstrates her awareness of your behavior and disposition, indicating that even though she would not say it out loud, she finds these attributes are appealing.